I've spent $29,378 worth of Frost Stars in Whiteout Survival in 152 days. And if you follow me regularly, you notice I said that a little bit differently today. The reason is because soon I'm going to be able to offer an affiliate link that you can use to support me, and it's going to be difficult for me to track the difference between Frost Stars I got from me funding the account and Frost Stars that I got from other sources. So I'm just reporting it that way, which is the net value invested in the account anyways. The Frost Stars is in-game money, so it's all the same in the end of the day, but I'm going to report it that way a little bit differently, just the way that I'm being completely transparent in what I'm actually saying. You know, it's the actual dollars worth of Frost Stars that I'm putting into the account. So that way you'll know what that number is all the time. Let's talk about a few things tonight. I got some state drama to talk about first. Let's take a look at this. We've been telling people, like we did last SVS, not to press power. We even told them if you not to press power. You can spend what you want for basic rewards and stuff. Save what you can for SVS, but in particular, don't drive up the furnace level. Don't use fire crystals to increase your furnace level. And we told them we will be able to see it in the rankings. And look, here I am in 5th place now. So 4 people above me ended up doing some incremental segments on their furnace. So that's what happens. If you're like a 3.1 furnace, you go up in the ranks. If you're a 3.2 furnace, you go up in the ranks. And this is used for matchmaking. So, you know, we don't know exactly the developer. I've been in touch with concierge support. They won't tell us exactly specifics, but you know, as a developer myself and some common logic from talking to other people in the game, it's most likely they use the maximum furnace level that a state has and as well as the average furnace level that a state has in the state. So there's people talking about like, oh, it's only the top 100 players. Some people say it's the top 150 players. I think the 100-player theory comes from the fact that state transfers work something like this, but nobody really knows exactly, and the concierge support won't tell us exactly because I think probably because they want the right to keep it flexible as they evolve the game. So it makes sense. But you know, all the players that we're talking to, it's like we know in one way or another it affects the matchmaking process. And if we get matched with a state that has a higher furnace level and they've already been saving and we haven't, it works against us. So this is why everybody uses this logic. So what I ended up doing, as I'm currently the R5 of our alliance, and I asked the president to put my members in jail. The other alliance leader, she ended up going in jail herself to represent her alliance and kind of like honor the agreement in the state. And just, you know, it is what it is in that sense. But like, it's just so hard to get people not to spend. And I know there's going to be people out there saying, oh, you just got to let people play their own game. It's, you know, we're trying to play the game as a unified state. We're trying to do things to help win with SVS prep in SVS. If you don't want to be part of that, then, you know, maybe you need to look at transferring out to another state or something. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. It's like, if you're not here to play a war game and play as a team together, then what are you doing? You know, like, what are you doing? I want to play as part of a team who wants to try to win together and learn strategies together and evolve together. So all that said, these are good people. I reached out to them. I think they genuinely didn't understand. And I'm glad I reached out to them in the way they did. They understood that they had to accept the punishment. In fact, after I explained the situation to them and they learned a little something, they thanked me and they understood, you know, the punishment and accepted the punishment essentially. Or it's just going into prison basically. So, you know, what is it really? It's like a soft punishment. It's a punishment on paper. It doesn't really affect you all that much. And we're probably going to only make it last until the next castle change, which is this weekend. So it'll be a few days in prison just to send a message and help them learn a lesson. So, you know, it's just amazing how hard it is to get an entire state of people to follow one game plan. And we sent this message to World Chat. We sent this message to all Alliance leaders. We sent it to our SVS War Room. We sent this message everywhere. And still, 3 players in my own alliance did this, right? So, like, it's insane how hard it is to get people all on the same page. So, you know, documenting my journey, this is the state politics and inter-team dynamics is part of it. I just wanted to give you that little update. What do we got going on today? We basically only have King of Icefield. Let's take a look at the calendar, though. There is something interesting going on besides, you know, the basic event. So let me cover one more big topic. So here we have, you know, here's what the calendar looks like. Of course, we got the Dreamscape to finish up. We've got Tundra Trading Station coming up and Hero Rally, which is pretty good. we got King of Icefield ramping down. We got Brother in Arms coming up tomorrow. Wild Brawl, first time with that, and I looked it up a little bit. Looks kind of fun. We got the Castle Battle this weekend. I don't think I'm going to record that because it's just some internal practice, and we're going to transition it. But here's the big one. We have a state transfer coming up. So let's take a look at that. I got the sneak preview from the concierge support, and this is what the state transfer is looking like. Here's the timeline from 5/10 to 5/16. These are the transfer groups that are coming up. And many of you have probably seen this information already by now. If you haven't, it's probably, all over the place. We get these little sneak previews as concierge support, and I've been told before that we are allowed to share this. So, here I am at the bottom of this. We're in 3794, so we're in this 18 range there. So if you're anywhere in that range and you're interested, I can't promise you an invitation because, we have a lot of people reaching out. But if you are somebody who, wants to play in our state, whether it's my alliance or one of our other alliances, we have top 5 alliances here. They all have, they all have different qualities to them that you might fit, whether it's the bear trap time or the type of, players that are on the team or the time zones they're in or the languages they speak. I'm sure we can find you an alliance if you're interested. So I think the way we're going to do it, we talked about it in leadership. Since I'll have the castle this weekend, I wanted the castle just the first time we did transfer so I can kind of get it on camera. And I'm just going to basically do things the way we all agree as state leadership. So, because I don't want any drama over it. I'm not going to try to do anything crazy or anything. We're going to split them down the middle, give everybody their equal share, have everybody have input. And, I'm just going to basically manage it. I'm just going to be managing it on behalf of the state. I'm not trying to assert myself too much in it. I'm just going to try to understand the process, document the process, work with the leadership, and we all get our kind of fair share. So that's why I'm saying I can't promise you any invitations. Every alliance is only going to have a limited number of them. And then we've got, there are a couple that are like the president special invitations. But again, I'm going to talk to leadership in the state to kind of divvy that up as well and kind of try to do everything as much as I can as fairly as possible. But if you're interested, you can either reach out to me, reach out to somebody else in the state. You've heard, if you follow me, you've heard some of the stuff that I talk about. I do think things are starting to get better in the state, and I do think the transfer is going to help infuse some new blood that helps things, go in the right direction as far as future prep and alliance distribution and power distribution and things like this. So we have that to look forward to. That's coming up next week, essentially. So when we look at King of Icefield, though, all we have to do today is we got charms, which I want to save that all for prep. We do have essence stones, and I haven't popped an essence stone deal in a while. I think that's what I'm going to do tonight. And we do have troops, which I don't really like pressing that crazy all the time. It's, I think I've told you before, it's just kind of feels like fake power. You do need troops for certain things in the game, obviously, but I don't like just generating a bunch of troops just for points for no reason. And if I'm going to do that, I might as well do it on Troop Day during SVS. So that's what we got going on here. And the Lucky Wheel, I just, grabbed my one free Lucky Chip. I'm not doing anything with it. So that's all we have in the events section, really. The Dreamscape memory, I do want to just cover something quickly on this. Just some tips, basically. I don't know. Some of you said that you were able to go all the way to level 10 without needing any, only spending $10 on the whole game. If you're able to do that, more power to you. I certainly can't. Even if you watch other people's content, just for some reason, my visual, scanning down to the bottom of the page to see what the things I need to get, and then scanning up at the image and trying to click them fast enough, even on my phone where the distance is smaller. As you get to the upper levels, once you get to these levels, starting to get to upper levels of 6 and 7. I don't know if they did seem to change it a little bit. Maybe that's just me learning the game a little better, but I do seem to have a little bit more time than I feel like I did last time. But certainly by the time you get to level 8 and 9, it is so fast. It's you get 26 seconds or something to do 12 items or something. There's just no way I can possibly do that. So I don't know how y'all are doing that. If you're able to do that, even if I knew where they were, I probably couldn't do it that fast. But the other tip here is don't play it on a tablet, play it on a smaller screen. Turn your brightness all the way up, because sometimes the items are hard to see, especially if you have a screen protector or anything going on your phone like that. You want to turn the brightness all the way up so you can see it well. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say on Dreamscape Memory, because it's one of those games that I have trouble with. So let's get into some of the spending, the standard spending and things like this. We do have a custom armament chest sitting here. And, you know, I don't need the essence stones. I need the hero gear. And, you know, here's the thing. I've talked about this before. Sometimes you can do things for efficiency. Like there are better ways to get, you know, the lucky hero gear chests, other events in the game. But they're not here all the time. This is here quite regularly. It's a pretty good deal. It's not the best deal in the game, but it's a pretty good deal. And it's here. And when you need to get stuff in bulk, how else are you going to get it? So if you're going to try to play as a whale and you need to get things in bulk, you know, you got to do stuff like this because where else are you going to get it? I could, you know, drop off at a certain amount here, but essentially what's happened is even with all the recent spending I've done on some of the events that had a ton of the lucky hero gear chests, I still need more. So I'm going to spend all the way up to $50 tonight. And I don't know, I may do the $100 tomorrow. Because I just need way more than I realized that I was going to need. So we'll open those chests a little later. Custom pet chest, I'm going to sit on this because I'm spending so much on all this other stuff. Tech research, I'm going to grab some of this because I've got a bunch of research to do in the next SVS. So I'm going to grab a bunch of this and just sit on it. Yeah, I think I'll just do it up to $20. That's probably enough. I do have quite a few other, well, yeah, I do have quite a few other speed ups, and you know, there's only so much you want to press ultimately, but we got 2 more days on this. Well, no, 1 more day on this, so I'll see if I want to spend any more on that later. The charm value pack, like it's just, you know, it is one of those things where like you can only get it so much, but you're going to get a lot more guides than designs, and the designs is what I need right now. I don't feel like I really want to spend a lot on this. I'll try to find other ways to get those charm designs in the meantime. Oh man, we only have 1 more day though. I guess this doesn't make a lot of sense to buy 40 of them for 20, because that's what I'd be buying it for, is just the charm designs, and that doesn't scale well. So I'm just gonna have to hope I can get those another way. And the fryer crystals, here we go. We got 2 more days on this. I'm gonna wait on this, but I think I might end up just buying this out because I'm just gonna need way more than I can get. And again, it's just not the best deal in the game, not the worst deal in the game, but how else are you gonna get them, you know? All right, so, and we're gonna skip these. Okay, daily deals, grab the daily deals. See if I can get any luck here. A tiny bit of luck. And fire crystals. And weekly gear card. All right, so that's what we have for the standard deals there. Oh, we spent enough money to get an exclusive surprise discount. Well. Yeah, I mean, what am I gonna... Yeah, all right, we got charm designs in there. Essence stones. Lucky hero gear chest. How am I gonna say no to this? How am I gonna say no to this? I can't say no to this. All right. Well, you got me. You got me clocked. All right, let's take a look at the deal section. There's nothing special going on in here today, so I'm just going to clear out the basics. That's all this is going to end up being. Now, I do have a dead shot. Look at this. I have a dead shot. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if Deadshot hates me again tonight. All right, let's try over here. How about over here? Well, this is already going better than Deadshot tends to go for me. All right, well, you know what? That's okay. I'll take it. That's not horrible luck. And it's pet food. That's good. I need pet food. All right, and we'll just redo that when we get it. Okay, so that's the deals section. So now let's take a look at the backpack. See what we got going on. Grab this. Hey, all right. Got lucky on that. That's hard to get, actually, 100. That's pretty lucky. Nice. All right, and we'll take a look. We'll put these in the bank. All right, 408. Let's see, I'm going to do these 100 at a time. just so it's clear when I get the pity. 1, 2. All right. All right, just got 1 on that one. That's a total of 3. Total of 4. And I'll just do the rest of them here. Total of 5. All right, 5 out of 408. You know, not bad. Not great, but not bad. But why did we do that? Because I want to... Here we go. Spending more than I anticipated, or that I planned on spending tonight, again, just because of that other pop-up pack. But what I want to do is I want to come in here, and I want to forge one of these up so that I can get some points on the board for the KOI event and clear that reward. And then this is the pop-up pack I was expecting tonight, and this is going to give me some more hero gear chests and some essence stones that I just replaced, or to replace what I just used. So there we go. So no net loss for SVS, in fact a net gain. All it cost was some money. So let's take a look at these chests. See how many I get here. Just 1. Okay, that's fine. Just 1 is fine. I'll take it. And then we can press this gear up, trying to get these to 39. All right. And now I can start working on getting this to 39, but that's gonna take another journey to get there. So looking pretty good. That's pretty good progress on hero gear tonight. Now I don't have much to talk about with pets and experts because I'm not doing anything with them since yesterday, essentially. I haven't done pets in a while, and experts, I'm just gonna let this skill training run out. I think maybe later in KOI I'll use some speed ups on that just to kind of progress that along and keep that moving. But that's all I have for that. And then if we just take a quick look at VIP, clear this out. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, cleared that. All right, here we go. Let's see how many spins it takes to get another globe piece. Here we go. You got, oops, clicked the wrong thing. All right, here we go. This is 10, 20, 30. All right, I got lucky. 3 10 spins, or 3 spins of 10, so 30. That's good luck. I'm tempted to keep going, but I don't want to press my luck tonight, and it takes so long to get them. Basically, I want to, savor that and give it as a little moment every now and then when I don't have a lot else going on the account, to give me a little something to do for a little bit of fun. So that's really all I have for tonight. But if you want to continue to follow this journey and see how things go, see how the spending goes, and see how I evolve as a player and how I evolve in the game and how that money turns into power and all that, you got to help me out by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and then turning on notifications. That way, whenever I post anything, you'll be one of the first to know about it. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you later.